What if I told you that the craziest, most debauched movie of the decade was actually the tame version of the real story? The Wolf of Wall Street left our jaws on the floor. But tonight, we're peeling back the curtain to reveal what Hollywood didn't dare to show you. These are the 10 shocking secrets they never wanted you to know. And trust me, the truth is far more insane than the fiction. You thought the movie was over the top. Let me tell you, that was the PG-13 cut of reality. The film actually softened the truth. Jordan Belfort himself has gone on record saying the real-life events were far more depraved. Think about that for a second. The orgies were more violent, the drug use was more extreme, and the financial devastation he caused was on a scale that's almost unimaginable. The movie showed you chaos, but the reality was a level of moral collapse that was apparently too shocking even for a director like Martin Scorsese. Can you even begin to picture the scenes that were left on the cutting room floor? Here's where the story takes a truly sickening turn. Jordan Belfort was ordered to pay $110 million in restitution to the victims he scammed. A noble idea, right? Well, he sold the rights to his life story for about $1 million. So, where did that money go? You'd hope it went to the people whose lives he destroyed. But reports have shown that only a tiny fraction of that money ever reached his victims. Essentially, he got to profit all over again, this time from the glamorized story of his crimes. While you were buying a ticket, he was cashing in on their tragedy. How's that for one last scam? You cannot make this up. The movie about a colossal financial fraud was, in a bizarre twist of fate, financed by a colossal financial fraud. A huge part of the film's $100 million budget was funded by a Malaysian sovereign wealth fund known as 1MDB. That name might sound familiar, because it became the center of one of the biggest international corruption scandals in modern history, with billions of dollars allegedly laundered and embezzled. So, the epic story of Wall Street corruption was literally brought to you by real-world, international corruption. The irony is staggering. Remember that legendary scene where a Quaalude-paralyzed Jordan tries to crawl into his Lamborghini? That was 100% Leonardo DiCaprio. No stunt double, no camera tricks. To prepare, he studied a viral video called "The Drunkest Man in the World" and consulted with a drug expert to perfect the agonizing physical tics. The painful-looking crawl, the struggle to open the car door with his foot. That was all him, improvised in the moment. He was so committed to the physical performance that he actually threw out his back. That's not just acting. That's pure, unhinged dedication. Did you catch it? It's one of the most chilling moments in the film, and it happens in the final scene. The man who steps on stage to introduce Leonardo DiCaprio at the sales seminar is the real Jordan Belfort. It's a surreal, blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment. The actual Wolf of Wall Street, passing the torch to the actor who made his crimes globally famous. It's a quiet, disturbing nod to the man behind the madness. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This was the role that made Margot Robbie a global superstar. But it almost never happened. She was deeply concerned about the amount of nudity required for the role of Naomi, fearing it would pigeonhole her and define her career in all the wrong ways. She has openly said she had huge doubts and came very close to saying no. With the film already teetering on the edge of a commercially disastrous NC-17 rating, losing its leading lady could have been the final blow. Can you even imagine the film without her electrifying performance? Did it feel like they swore a lot in this movie? You weren't just imagining it. The Wolf of Wall Street absolutely obliterated the record for profanity in a mainstream film. The word fuck is used an astonishing 569 times. that averages out to nearly 3 times per minute. To this day, it remains one of the most expletive-laden films in history. They weren't just pushing the envelope of censorship. They lit it on fire. Remember the bizarre and hilarious scene where Jonah Hill's character, Donnie, impulsively eats his co-worker's live goldfish? That moment was completely improvised by Hill. But here's the wild part. To get the perfect shot, he had to keep the live goldfish in his mouth for 3 seconds at a time, over and over again. He did so many takes that he ended up getting severely sick with bronchitis from the experience and had to be hospitalized. He literally suffered for his art. How do you capture the authentic, high-pressure chaos of Stratton Oakmont? You go back to the scene of the crime. Many of the iconic office scenes, especially the wild speeches and bonus celebrations, were shot in the actual building in Long Island, where Belfort's firm once operated. The production team used archival photos and first-hand accounts from former employees to recreate the environment down to the last detail. They were standing in the very rooms where fortunes were made and lives were systematically destroyed. And now, for the most shocking secret of all. What happened to Jordan Belfort after all this? Did he fade into obscurity, humbled and repentant? Not a chance. He served just 22 months of a 4-year prison sentence after cutting a deal to inform on his colleagues to the FBI. And what is he doing today? He's a multi-millionaire motivational speaker and success coach, teaching his sales secrets to audiences around the world. The man who perfected the art of the scam is now selling the story of his success. He never really went away. In every sense of the word, he is still the Wolf of Wall Street. So, there you have it. A film funded by corruption, depicting crimes that were even worse than you saw, and celebrating a man who continues to profit from his own infamy. The Wolf of Wall Street isn't just a movie, it's a terrifying look in the mirror. And it leaves you with one haunting question. How many other wolves are out there just waiting for their own story to be told? Thanks for watching.